In The Emperor of Gladness, Ocean Vuong returns not to soothe, but to break us open gently. It is a novel about joy, but not the easy kind. It's about the kind of gladness that rises out of grief, about laughter that follows pain, about what it means to build a kingdom from memory and silence. Our story begins with Min, a Vietnamese-American man in his early 30s, who returns to the rural New England town where his mother was buried. He carries no luggage, only a box of her ashes, and a notebook filled with poems he never showed her. The land here is damp, wild, alive with fog. The trees lean in as if listening. Min has come not just to mourn, but to remember. And in remembering, he tries to rewrite the narrative of his life, one marked by exile, queerness, war-haunted ancestry, and the quiet ache of displacement. As he wanders the forest trails and the empty beaches of this coastal town, Min begins to encounter signs: a red fox that follows him for days, a whale's skull washed up on shore, a feral boy who doesn't speak but somehow understands him. These are not symbols to be decoded, but presences to be honored. In Vuong's world, nature isn't metaphor. It's family. The novel moves like a tide, forward and back, shifting between Min's present solitude and flashbacks of his childhood in Saigon, his teenage years in Connecticut, and the moment he fell in love for the first time with a boy who called him Emperor when no one else knew his name. There's violence here, yes, the violence of forgetting, the violence of assimilation, but there's also grace, in language, in memory, in the small ways love resists being erased. The Emperor of Gladness is not about triumph in the conventional sense. It's about choosing tenderness in a brutal world. Min doesn't conquer grief. He communes with it. Ocean Vuong's prose hums with fragility and force. Every sentence feels like a breath held just before it breaks. He writes the body as a site of memory, the forest as a cathedral of loss. And in Min's journey, we see the painful beauty of returning home, not to a place, but to the self. Gladness in this novel is radical. It's the willingness to feel, to soften, to let joy bloom even in soil soaked with sorrow. Min becomes a kind of emperor, not of people, but of presence, of noticing, of staying. The Emperor of Gladness is a novel for anyone who has carried a name they did not choose, a wound they did not cause, or a love they could not hold. It is a meditation on what remains when nothing else does, and how sometimes that is enough. Book Frame. Subscribe for more book-powered storytelling. The Emperor of Gladness by Ocean Vuong. Available now.